Live up on the YouTube stream as well. Thanks everybody joining on Who's Ready to Learn Crypto. I'm your host, Cam Callender, going over our crypto trading and training. We will likely have a live trade. There were some trades in the software this morning, so hopefully we'll get a trade in today live on the stream. Definitely looking at the disclaimers when we go into trading. Results are not typical. And you can read through the disclaimer. Not average results. And there's risk in trading, so always do your due diligence and learn how to properly trade before you start trading, as you can practice trade and trade on paper before you actually get into utilizing real funds of your own. So definitely make sure that you do at least execute some paper trades before you start actually trading. That's just the disclaimer starting out, but we'll definitely get into it. We got a few new guests on this month's call, so definitely open it up. We'll start first with Sean. We'll go ahead, let us know your crypto journey. Let us know where you're at in crypto, and we'll start there.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm a novice in crypto and just getting started.
All right, great. Thanks for joining us, Sean. Have you done any, have you acquired any crypto yet, or opened a crypto wallet or account?
I do have a trust wallet and a crypto account and just minimal money in it right now, just trying to learn
Okay.
and not lose money.
Gotcha. All right, great. Great start there. So yeah, thanks for joining. We'll definitely get into the lesson today. It looks like we will have a live trade today, so you get to see some of that. Anybody that's on here can also go back to the past YouTube channels where YouTube's where there are additional videos as well. And then next up, we've got some more people joining in, so we'll let them in. But next up on the list, we have Kirby. Kirby, if you want to come to the microphone, let us know where you're at in your crypto journey, where you're at, where you're getting started, and if you have any questions for this week.
It's working. Yeah, no, I don't have any crypto. I'm just here to see what others are doing in terms of crypto and how it's being used.
All right,
So
great.
that's my gateway to it.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks for joining. And next up, we have Nikki. Kind of let us know where you're at.
Yeah, hey everybody, my name is Nikki and I do have a Coinbase account and I think I bought like about $10 worth of Bitcoin like a couple years ago. And so I'm knowledgeable about stocks and all of that. So I just really want to stage dive into some crypto now.
Great. Thanks for joining. We'll definitely get some more lessons in, and definitely you can watch some of the past episodes that we've had as well. But next up, we have Grace. Grace, if you want to let us know where you're at in your crypto journey.
Oh, unmute. Oh, now can you hear me? Am I okay?
Yes. Yes.
My crypto journey. Well, let me see. I've done a lot of crypto. I had like 17,000 worth of Bitcoin. I lost it all. So now I'm regaining it back, but I need some guidance and I want to know how to trade with crypto. That's just my journey right now.
Okay, great. Welcome. Thanks for joining. And last but not least that we have on the list is Greta.
Um, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, my name is Karen. That's just
Ah,
fake name I
okay,
use.
Karen.
Um, I would say I'm fairly new. I started buying crypto during the pandemic.
Okay.
But I just kind of bought it, let it sit. Um, and I never really learned how to trade because I've been afraid to even try. And just
Gotcha.
recently I lost money on something that was supposed to be a sure thing, but I lost about 4,000 F on that.
Oh,
So
sorry to hear that.
I
Yeah,
really need to like learn how to actually profit in crypto.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's where this training stems from, is the profitization. I was fortunate enough that I did not lose any money in my crypto trades, but I had some great training and great software. So I'll be sharing that knowledge with everyone. Oh, we actually just had one more person join, but we'll let your joining come in. Just to let you guys know about me, I have been trading since 2017. I have not lost anything in my holdings because I get in and out of the markets. So I take my capital out, and I'll show you how to utilize that strategy with the softwares that I utilize and how I tend to trade crypto. The software that I utilize has a 97 win percentage in the trading style that it works in. So you can definitely trade with a more profitable strategy once you learn the techniques and the strategy. That's what I know most of you are likely here to learn. That's why the group is Who's Ready to Learn Crypto, and we focus on trading. But we do also offer a little bit of insight on crypto and sharing different knowledge as well. A lot of beginners are here, so you're right in the same boat. Most of the beginners have started here, and then they continue to watch some of the trades and techniques. They get onto the software, and they start to grow from there. But I'd like to see that a lot of you have already gotten your crypto accounts at least started or at least purchased some crypto. That's a great start there, that you at least have gotten into the market. Because really what's going to value your gains and losses is going to be time. So the better you get into the market, the more time you have, the more knowledge you're going to gain, and the better you can learn to trade within the market. But last but not least we have on the guest list is, I believe it's Udo. If you want to come off mute and let us know your crypto journey.
Sure.
Sorry if
Hey
I
everyone, nice to
pronounced
meet
that
you.
wrong.
Hope you all good. Hope everyone is having a lovely weekend. Happy to be here. I started my journey last cycle. Learned a lot of lessons the hard way. So definitely don't want to do this cycle. I've divided my journey into like two things, I would say, long term and short term. For long term, I'm just simply holding layer ones, layer twos, and some strong altcoins or meme coins. And for short term, I've been doing scalping, sniping, and just traditional attention meme coin trading. Uh, Traditional trading with respect to like how we do for stocks. I haven't tried that for crypto yet. I just simply go with attention when whatever is trending. I just simply trade that, as simple as that. Because meme coins, they just simply go, they come and go super quick, right? We can't really hold them
Yes,
forever. So the strategies are a bit different, but always willing to learn new things.
definitely. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, I have traded some of the meme coins. I actually got a good profit off of Dogecoin years ago. That was one of the first, I would say, I like to call them home runs when you get a good profit off of it. So I got a good profit out of that. And we drew multiple times off of the spike of that crypto as one of the meme coins. So I definitely know what you're talking about there with trading. Trading the popularity is a strategy as well. I'm definitely hopping on those trains because if you can get in and get out with your profits, then you can make some quick moves fairly quickly.
Right.
So yeah, that's definitely an option. But it is a lot of people get in at the wrong times or late, and then they end up having losses. That's generally what happens at the end. But yeah, you can get in and out of the markets. That's what I've done. I've gotten in and out of the markets with profits. And then I currently let a lot of the holdings right now just sit in staking. So it's a constant growing profit. That's what I treat a lot of my clients after you've done trading to get into staking. So you have a constant growth in your balance while it's sitting.
Yeah,
But
I mean, look at GME, right? Literally 2 days ago, it went from what, 300K market cap to like 50 or 60 million market cap, which is
yes,
like what 150, 200x, which is like crazy, right? So if you put in $1,000, you'll get 200,000, which is like nuts within 12 hours, by the way.
yeah. Yeah, those memes. Yeah, if you catch it, with when it's on its spike. Yeah, hitting spikes. Those are right there. They can be some big gains and wins. But yeah, definitely jumping in and out of those markets. You can definitely do that. All right.
Cool.
So looking at today, let me see what's going on in the trade software. This is the software that I utilize. That is the Trade Finder software. I can show you guys how to get access to it, but then you'll learn to read the charts and look at different things. But right now, this is the coin that I'm looking at trading today because it has a nice dip on it. One of the strategies is a dip trading strategy. When the market dips, basically you see, as you can see, all of these here are highlighted in red where they have dipped in the market. So potentially a dip. It's likely that once something dips low enough, it will start to at least reset back to its average. So you can see about to here this line. So you can see that's about where it should return to at some point. This yellow line is the moving average. and you can see it just dipped outside of its normal range. So it's a good indicator that it's dipped low towards the bottom, and then that it'll come back up to its medium average. So that's where we would look to get in and out of the market while it's moving from its dip all the way back to its average. So that's where this coin is moving right now. You'll get to learn more of these. You will be able to get access to our trading app that will teach you more trade, the things where you start to actually do the tradings. And then you can come back each month. We'll have different calls and you can ask different questions of getting into the trading. But yeah, I do like to jump into these trades actively while they're on here. So I will look at purchasing this trade right now. So I'm going to do a quick buy order on this. So give me one moment to set up this trade. So me personally, I work in the Binance exchange. So I'll go ahead and slide that over to the screen. And you guys will learn how to actually trade. So I've got MXC pulled up right now. And there's its chart. So it's still kind of it's starting to move up a little bit right now. And then here's the average that it's going to look at. So I'm going to do a quick market buy on this. You'll learn the difference between limit buys, market buys, all of that as you get going. I usually trade about 25% of my active balance. So here right now, we're going to go at 28% right now. And then I'll place that trade, that buy order. And it fills instantly when you're on a market buy. Limit buys can take some time to fill, depending on where the market's moving. But that's how I would enter in that trade. And then I would go from there into calculating this trade. And I would already put in my exit. So I'll go to my trade here. And then I'm going to load up the calculator. So then I can see where I want to get out of this trade. So depending on how far I want to go in this trade, how much I want to advance on it. Right now, I'll see how much it can potentially gain. So I'm going to add this as a new position, and then it'll give me all of my calculations. So now this calculates based on what I've bought, and I can see the percentages of where it's growing to. So if I was looking at possibly making about a 2% gain on this, then I can select this and I can put it into my trade. And I can always alert as well. And if the market's still, if you're buying something that's still dipping down, you can rebuy when it drops again to help hedge your bets as well. But I usually try to stick in the 2 to 3% range. So I'd copy that. And then I would come back into my actual Binance order. And I immediately put in a sell order. And I'm going to put in my 2% sale. I'm going to mark that as limit. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I want to sell. I think I'll sell all of it. I don't think this coin's going to stay much into it. So I can grab, here's what I have there. It's 1,400. So I'll sell all of it. And then I mark in my sale. And now that's going to sit until that market comes back up. So potentially hitting my 3%. So I would leave that trade active and open. And then I don't have to sit there and watch the market. But the system's very good at qualifying its dips. And we already saw where the average is here. So it's going to come back to hit in this area. Should be hitting in this area as it comes back to the market. This could be a couple of days, could be a couple of weeks. It really depends on how the market moves. But that's how I generally enter in my trades, is I will put them in immediately for sales. So that way I don't miss it if the market happens to return or spike. I'll have that instantly in there, but then I can always, if I come back in, a couple hours later, I see the market has adjusted, I can always adjust my trade as well. So I can change my trade if I want to trade it higher or change the limit. I can cancel that and enter in a different trade. Depending on if I want to go a little bit higher or a different percentage, or if the market starts to come back down and I want to get out even sooner. But that's looking at right now a 2% growth in that. So once this trade executes on the sales side, I'll have a 2% gain in that profit and I'll be ready for my next trade. Which I can still do another trade because I only traded 25% of my balance. But I typically try to not trade more than 2 or 3 trades at a time. But there are plenty of trades today, so you could have taken a couple of different trades. I like this one particularly because it had just dropped out of its band. So this red bar under here is what's called the Bollinger Band. Once it comes out of that band, it's likely out of the band and going to go back to its middle average. Which once you get the software, you'll learn to read these charts. This might all sound Greek to everybody right now, but you'll learn to read the charts and learn to get into everything once you go through the boot camp, which I throw that into the chat. Let me grab that link. It is going to be msimind.com/Bitcoin. And that will give you access. If you use the red button, that will give you access to our free boot camp, which is about an hour long. That'll teach you starting to trade on that strategy that I just utilized. That is free to get access to that, so you can definitely start there. But that'll teach you how to start reading these charts and really start to understand exactly what I just did on the charts. You can then choose to access the Trade Fighter software. There is a monthly charge for that, or you can purchase it annually. There is a charge to utilize the software, but you can do paper trading and learn and do all of the boot camp absolutely free. And you can continue to keep coming back to these calls to get more information before you actually dive into trading. But those of you that are ready to get into trading, this is a way to jumpstart by having the software help you identify potential trades, because this watches the markets. And then once you learn to read the charts, you'll be able to identify trades very quickly. As you can see, that out of all of these options, I was able to identify that trade very quickly as the one I wanted to operate in. You can see some of these other ones where they're at, so you can kind of see where this one is in the market. Even though it's the same dip, it's not as far or similar as the other one. So that's where you can start to see the different trades. This one's pretty decent as well, just coming outside of the band. But there are different options, always different options. Always do your due diligence and see which way you want to trade, because everyone has to learn their market structure and their risk management on how they want to trade. So those are the things that you have to kind of decide for yourself on how you want to trade. Thanks, Icky. Just looking at the chat really quick, make sure we didn't have any additional questions. Yeah, a lot of people aren't going to understand this right off, but once you get through the training and the boot camp, it'll make much more sense. And then as you attend a couple of different calls, and actually when you get to started on your first initial trade, but then you'll start to learn more of this. But this software does connect both to the 2 popular exchanges, which are Binance and Coinbase. So those are both available and connectable to the software. So like as you saw when I entered in that trade on my Binance account, it jumped into the software, and that's where it pulls this up, and I can go into getting the calculators based off the trades on my account. And these are trades that I've done in the past. So you can see I've done multiple trades, and many of those are recorded on the YouTube channel. So you can go back and see some of those trades. But that is the Trade Finder software. The other thing that I do recommend for most traders is getting into the staking, which I'll cover that here as well. Hold on, my monitors are refreshing. Give me just a second. And then from here in Binance, staking is another thing. What staking is really you would get a percentage return to you just for holding a specific coin. And there are multiple options and percentages. But if you're just holding, if you're in a buy and hold in the market, staking is where you'd want to keep most of your holdings. That way you're at least earning something on it while it's sitting there. And that's a way that you can earn on your crypto. That way you're not constantly losing in the markets. You can at least get some return. You can see all the different percentages that are available in the staking protocol. You can see these are the coins that I am currently staking: BNB, Harmony, Cosmos is my most highest staking balance, and then also Ethereum. I think Ethereum has the most use case with its percentage of utilization and all of the DeFi that it's going into. So I like to hold Ethereum, and then Cosmos had one of the highest percentages available. It constantly has a double-digit percentage. As you can see, some of these are in 2 or 3, but Atom usually has at least a 10% percentage return, which is where you really want to be, is double-digit returns if you're looking for a significant return. But you can look at the markets, look at any of the coins, do some research on each of the coins, see which one protocol you want to be involved in, and then you can then stake that protocol and that coin. But these are the different options on the Binance platform. And so you can see even here, Ontology is up to 22%. So there are some higher staking ones and rewards to get access to. But that is one thing to do with your holdings, is to have the staking working for you as well. Another thing that I like to point out to starters is Cryptootab. It is a browsing extension that will allow you to mine Bitcoin for free. And that will allow you to, if you download the Cryptootab browser, I just threw that link into the chat. If you download this browser, you will be able to cloud mine Bitcoin with the browser. And that is a way to get access to crypto without starting out and putting any of your money into it. You can start to earn and grow with Bitcoin, and then you can use that Bitcoin. It is a slow earning with the cloud mining. There are ways to get boosts and other things in there, which you can get more advanced than that. We can do that for another topic, but I definitely do like to throw the Cryptootab browser out there for beginners, because that is a way for you to start and get crypto balance start to accruing. And then once you go from there, you can go into staking and earn from there while you're learning to start and get your trades together. As you can see, we've gone over a trade today, a live trade. So I'll throw the disclaimers up while we're going through the rest of the topics and information. So definitely make sure you're looking at the trades. But that is the method in which I trade. I look for the dip. I purchase through a dip in the market when a coin is dipped and it's likely to return back to its average over time. And then I look at anywhere from a 2 to 3% return while it's returning to that average point. You'll learn to do different techniques and strategies in the market. And Karen, to answer your question, it can change. I haven't looked at that particular coin, but yeah, I would assume that it's going to be render. I'd have to look at that coin. I haven't researched that particular coin. But great question. And then anyone else I know it's probably new to most of you. Anyone have any questions, you can come off mute now if you had any questions on kind of what I just showed right now. So I can cover anything on the trading before we move into the next topic.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So how do you decide the narrative that you are going to trade with? So for example, it can be gaming, AI, whatever. How do you decide that?
I decide based on the market. I look directly at the chart. That is how I decide. For me personally, I'm looking at the market. So it doesn't matter to me what the coin is or their true protocol. I look at the market. If the market is moving in the right directions, I know that I can profit in the market based on the strategies and techniques that I've learned.
And can we, using this particular strat, can we catch it proactively instead of reactively?
Reactively, not as much, because once the market moves past it, and that's going to be, past activity doesn't necessarily predict future action. So if you miss a trade, you would simply have to look for the next trade. But you can, if it's something that you missed, if you see that happens in that pattern, like if we went backwards, see if this coin particularly has it. So you can see here previously where it dipped in the market, you can see where it returned to previously. So you can look at past activity, but there's no guarantee that the past activity is really going to indicate anything in the future. There's no guarantee of that. So, but if you happen to miss a particular trade, you simply have to look for the next opportunity.
I see. So if I understand correctly, this software tells you what to do right now. Like, does it tell you like buy here, sell there?
Yeah, this is looking at the market. This is active.
I see.
This is an active market chart right now. We're on the 5-minute chart.
I see. I see. But you have to make your own decision, right? Whether you should long or short, or does the software tell you
Correct.
to do that?
No, it would not tell you to do that. Trading, like I said, that comes down to what's called risk management. That's really going to depend on each individual of how they want to game their trade. So if you're looking for something long term versus short term, because you're going to want to look at different results than, like, if I'm looking here at my return at looking at a 2%, you might be looking to go for the 8% return. So any person could be different in choosing how far long they want to go in their strategy. So it really depends on each individual of where they want to go to in the markets. But the software helps you calculate all of that, so you can easily see the numbers of where they're going to be at. But then you would choose from there, if you wanted to go for a certain angle, a certain level, how long you want to wait in trades. But then you have to be more active in looking at the markets, of depending on how interactive you want to be, how much of a market you want to watch. So those are the different kind of techniques and things that go into risk management, where you learn about your own personal thresholds of what you're willing to tolerate, of how well you're looking to follow the markets, and what level of activity you want to have as far as tracking the market, reading charts, those different things. So those different factors go in.
Cool. Thank you.
Sure thing.
I have a couple of questions. Can you?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the Icon Pro, is that similar to a, because I thought I had joined it a long time ago, but was it a multi-level marketing type business before?
It is a network marketing company.
Yeah.
They do have an affiliate program, but they are focused on training.
Mm-hmm.
Training, and then the software of the trading software is something that they added on later on as their training advanced. But yeah, iCoin Pro is a training in the most sense. The software was something that you can optionally add on.
Okay. Now, is this when you're doing your charting, is this using is it called the type of platform you're using, is that TradingView? Is that TradingView that you're using right there?
This has an instance into TradingView, but no, this pulls charts directly from Binance. Like right now,
Oh,
if you look here, I'm on the Binance charts.
Okay. And
because I have Binance linked for my Binance account, I am looking at the Binance charts, but there is a TradingView aspect built into this software as well.
Okay. Now, do you have to use a VPN with this Binance.us?
No, you do not need to have a VPN.
Okay. All right. And okay, so where did you get your training from? Did you get it from iCoin Pro, or did
Yes,
you?
I learned from iCoin Pro, and then using my own experience of being in markets previously, such as the stock market. I do stock platforms and dividends as well in my other calls that I have on my different Saturday and monthly calls. So using my experiences, but most of my crypto training came from iCoin Pro.
Okay. Now, so for instance, if you want a one-on-one mentorship, do you do that, or do I have to go to a different person?
Yes, no, I do have one-on-one courses as well and get those times scheduled. I've done many of one-on-one trainings. I have those videos on my YouTube channel as well under my customized training playlist. But yeah, I've done multiple different videos on one-on-one trainings.
Okay.
Yeah, any one-on-one training that I do is generally recorded and posted on my YouTube channel as well, so that my training people that I've trained, they can go back and capture that training again.
Okay, because I'm looking for something very simple, because I mean, I've done Forex trading before, but I was doing it like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was like, this is not working for me. So this is, I think this would be more convenient, because as you said, it's 24/7, and you can do it when the market is, because the market is open 24/7. So that's what I was looking into. But that's all the questions I have. Thank you for for giving me your feedback. I appreciate that.
Definitely, yeah. I'm glad to help. Glad to answer questions. And yeah, do notice in the chat, I put in my link to my website, msimind.com. It does have connections to my YouTube channel and my other social profiles as well, as that was one of the chat questions. msimind.com. If you go there, you can connect with any of my other social profiles, as well as the yellow buttons are my monthly calls for my other. This is the crypto trading call that we're on right now, but I do have other calls that I host on Saturdays, on other Saturdays of the month, but on my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is all of my social links are here on my website. I definitely can get scheduled for individual trainings if you wanted that. But yeah, iCoin Pro is where I recommend everyone start because the boot camp is free. It gives you a lot of information in a short period of time. Their training is already put together, and then they have more advanced training as well. You can purchase their full training suite for $99, and that's a lifetime access to get access to all of the iCoin Pro training. And then from there, you can choose if you want to get the software as well to actually dive into trading. But those are options available to you. But yeah, I'd recommend, with it being free, everyone start with the boot camp. Get there, at least get your lessons down, come back to these calls, ask your questions, get into the markets, use Cryptootab browser to start getting into crypto free of charge, and then start to move into staking if you're on buy and hold. Definitely get the software if you are trading, because then you have the additional help with learning those charts and having that software watch the markets, because then it's a lot easier to get notified on when the market's moving in certain areas. But that's way more advanced once you get into that level. But you can always get started and then always come back here for the free calls. I'll have these on the third Saturday of each month. I will have these calls, and we'll be on Zoom, and they'll all be recorded live on YouTube as well. Right now, we're broadcasting live to YouTube. So it will be on there as well for each of the calls that you do miss. You can go back and watch those, but definitely come on and ask your questions. This is basically my live open hour that we ask all of the questions, and this is all focused on crypto. But if you have you can join in my other calls as well to get on my other topics. But do we
great.
have any additional questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Now, you said that in the software, you can also go through Coinbase Pro, that network,
Yes.
or Coinbase, I meant. Now, is that the regular Coinbase, or do you have to be a Coinbase Pro member?
It is Coinbase Advanced. You don't have to be charged for Coinbase Advanced. It pulls most of the charting through Coinbase Advanced, which is their trading platform, which the creator on iCoin Pro actually helped develop the Coinbase Advanced trading platform. So they're very interconnectable, but no, you don't have to have the paid version of Coinbase if that's what you're referring to.
Yes, yes.
No, you do not need the paid version to connect. It will link to your standard Coinbase account, and it'll pull your actual Coinbase account. As you saw under mine with Binance in the trade menu, it can pull in your actual Coinbase account and the trades that you make there.
Oh, okay. One more question on staking, because I have some F staked, and you can't trade on staked coins, correct?
No, they would not be available for trading. They're holding. That's what gets you the staking return, is because you are holding that coin. And that way it's not being moved in the market. They know that particular amount of coin is going to be there in the network. So
Okay.
that's what gets you the staking reward, is locking that coin away. There's different what's called unstaking periods. So if you wanted to actually trade that balance, you would have to remove it from staking or technically unstake it, and then it would become available balance, and then you can move it.
Okay, yeah. And I'm in California, and that takes 11 days is the new rule here in
Yes.
California.
Yeah, there will always each different coin can have a different time frame as well. So
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to check with whichever particular coin you're staking to see what they're anywhere that you stake. Like on Binance, it tells you exactly what the unstaking rate is. It'll give you the exact days.
Okay.
But yeah, most platforms will tell you to unstake, it takes X days, and they'll usually mark those in the platform.
All right, cool.
Yeah, great question. And next up, do we have anyone else with a question?
I have one more question. Okay. When it comes to staking, is it better to stake on like Binance.us, or is it better to have a staking device where you can control your coins better, where you don't, for instance, like you just said, California has a limitation as far as when a person is allowed to remove the coin from staking. But if you go to a device that will allow you to, like, what are those devices called? I know some of them have the cards, and some of them have the little UBS ports. I can't remember the name of them, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, there's hardware that's going to be more of what's considered mining versus staking.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so mining, yeah, that was when you would use a particular device, and we are kind of touching on that with the Cryptootab browser, which does cloud mining, which you can do it from any device that you download the browser on.
Right.
But from there, mining would be a particular device that would actually mine on that crypto network, depending on which protocol that you're under or which coin that you're utilizing. That's when you would be mining. And then that mining doesn't have a holding pattern. Staking is specifically for holding a particular coin. That is the term. You're staking that coin, and then you get a reward for holding it. So it is meant to be locked up when you are staking.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure thing. Great question. It helps, add that clarification, because then the more questions that everyone asks, the more that it helps everyone else. And then we had just one new person come into the group. If you want to go ahead and come off mute, just moved in the. Looks like Mike just joined us. Mike, if you want to unmute and come on board, looks like he hasn't connected audio yet. But yeah, Mike, if you do connect your audio, you want to come on board or drop in the chat, just let us know if your crypto journey, where you're at, and if you had any crypto questions. But while we're waiting on Mike to connect or add to the chat, anybody else have any additional questions? All right. Well, definitely thanks everybody. Again, looking at the disclaimers on the screen, make sure that you're doing your due diligence when you're trading. We did have another live trade today, so it's always awesome to see some live trades. So I'll definitely by the next month, you'll be able to see the results of that trade on the next call. So we'll go back over that and show you guys where that trade ended up. I may expand that a little bit more if the market moves, might go a higher percentage up, and we'll just see where the market moves through the rest of today. If it doesn't automatic all the way jump all the way back to that 2% in a day, which has happened. I've had some trades that have cleared within minutes when the market starts to return. So it just depends on the market, but that's how I get in and out of the markets is I'll place my trades. That way I'm not constantly having to look at the charts or worry where it's moving to. I look at my potential return, wait till the market, because I know it's going to at least get back to its average at some point. It will use everything that I've experienced. Again, this isn't a guarantee, but most likely to happen is a coin will return back to its average. So once it gets back to its average from there, then you can start to make those profits, but then you can get in and out of those markets by doing that. And that's usually how I've gained my growth and my balance. I've been up. I haven't lost any money at all. I get my principal in and out of the market. So once I hit that 2% profit, then I take my original capital and investment, which it's already out of the market at this point. I've already gotten in and gotten out of the market. So all the money that I've put into crypto, I've already gotten out with my profits. And so the rest of my money now is sitting and staking. So I'm in a full 100% profit growth model on crypto. And that's what I try to teach everybody here is if you can get in, get a profitable trade, and then get your capital out of the market, get your capital out with some profits as soon as you can, and then let the rest start to grow your trading balance from there and start to grow your crypto from there. So you have no further risk. Because then if you can get out, say you get a 2 or 3% growth and you take 1% out, now you have another 1% with your original capital. And then you can grow that either staking it or continue to trade. And then you continue to grow that balance until you can get enough, till you have grown it enough to then take your principal out, whatever you initially invest with. You take that original capital out, and then you have the rest of that balance and those profits to then continue to trade with and grow with, whether you're staking or trading from there. Currently, I am staking and trading off of all profit growth. So I have no more of my capital is in crypto. I've gotten it all out with my profits. So it is possible, and you guys can do it, and you can get that done, and then you're not having any more losses within the crypto markets, and you can continue to grow from there, especially with the way that staking is now. There's really not a method to where you should be having much of loss in crypto.
Quick question. So
Yes.
compared to staking, let's say you're trading, right? What's the P&L looking like? Let's say like on monthly basis.
It varies depending on how often you're trading. So we can go into the trades, like various percentages will happen. Some of my last trades, this one was up 20%. You can see here, this one was up 97%. So it varies. It kind of depends on the market. That's why I said, like when I put my trade in, I know it's going to easily get back to a 2 to 3% gain. It'll likely advance even more than that on the trade that I just entered in. But you can see the different trades. This one went down in the market. I rebought there on that market with Matic, but then I ended up getting that back out with a profit. But yeah, you can see the P&L, the software will help calculate that for you as well.
I see.
But yeah, definitely good question. Yeah, but it varies. It does vary. It kind of depends on what you're trading. And these are all different coins traded. So you can see with this growth here, there's 600% growth with that. Because that one I did with Near, I did a couple of buy and grows. So looking at that one, you can see how this one, let me see if I can go back to where this was. But you can then see how this market dipped and came back. You can see this average, how it dipped all the way down here, comes back to its average, even got above its average, then spiked back down again. It was down in the markets there. You guys can see across this chart. And then it started to slide down, kept going down. I was already out of the market by this point, with my profit already gained. But you guys can see those things, and definitely the software will help you track all of that. But definitely a good question on the P&L. That's more of an advanced thing, and it's more of going it back kind of into your risk management. But it really depends on the market to get your P&L, because you could be in a trade like I was in and out of this trades a couple of different months. Let me see if I can. I don't think it'll have my past order on that because I combined it into the calculator. Yeah, it won't pull all of them. I'd have to go up and pull the full Binance history.
Is that a trade that you kept moving your sale price, or was that at a sale price that you just set and forget?
This was one that I did multiple buys on. So I did a buy and sell, and then I did another when it dipped again. When you saw that market where it dipped again, I bought and sold again. But I added it to the same calculated. It's on the software, it's called a position. So I added it to the same position, so it calculated it all together. So it looks at it, the software currently looks at it as like one trade, even though I did multiple. Because you can add the trades to what's called positions. And the positions are what it tracks. So like it here, if my orders, I add those to a particular position. Like that one I just did, I added to a new position. So the one that we just did earlier, if I was to put in another order, I could either add it as a new position or I can add it to the same trade so it calculates all together. So I like to add mine to the same position so it calculates over long term. So like if I was to buy another dip on this particular coin, then I would add it to the same position so that it would calculate my total activity instead of looking at each individual. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Sure thing.
I have a question on the
Yes.
trading portion. So you always, so as far as you're researching the coins that you're trading, are you going to market, was it Coin Market Cap, or are you just use Binance.us to do your
I use Binance particularly, but I use the Trade Finder to look at the coins because it gives me a lot of information in a short glance. So I can look at the chart, I can look at its market cap volume, I can look at its ranking, all within the software. So I utilize the software to help me look at the charts and trades, potential trades.
what was the name of the software you were?
This is Trade Finder. It is with iCoin Pro.
Oh,
It is on the website msimine.com/Bitcoin.
mhm.
That is where the free bootcamp is. Well, this is a additional add-on that you can purchase to get the software.
I see. So you always use the stable coin, which is USDT, to trade against the coin that
Not always. That's just the it's a common one. You can change it.
okay.
I use it mostly USDT because that's what I trade with.
Mm-hmm.
But you can change it depending on what you're in the markets on.
I see.
But yeah, USDT with Binance is the most common one to trade with. But you can hold a different balance. Some people trade under BNB, which is Binance's own coin. So it just kind of depends on what you want to trade. And then you can go to market cap or trading view. You can see the different charts that it'll jump to, and it'll link to those for you. But yeah, I'm in the software because I can read this very quickly, and it gives me the details that I'm looking for with the RSI. Like I mostly look at RSI. I'm looking at the 24-hour, so you can see this coin's already starting to come back up, and it's starting to form in a squeeze. Then it'll likely dip down, but we'll have to wait and see. This one has a dip with a growing RSI. So yeah, this is really good with the spike down here. So that's going to have a good dip from it and spiking down, and then it'll likely return into the market. That's another potential trade there. But I would probably, with that, just having what's called a wick. That's where you have this candle and this long skinny line. That means that the market's moving that way, but it hasn't solidified. So that's likely going to dip a little bit more. I'd wait for a more solid candlestick dip on that before placing that trade, but it's definitely, the market's definitely moving downward. And it has a strong push downward. As you can see, it pushed downward here, and then jumped back up, pushed downward here, started to come back up. So the short of the software engine and the initial strategy that you learned in the boot camp is called buy the dip. So when the market dips, it's likely to return right back to where it was. So if you can get a deep dip, you'll ride that back up to right back to where it was. And you can do that whether the market's going left, right, up, down, sideways, however it's moving. It typically will start to return to its average at some given point. I mean, you can look through constant charts. That's why this average stays solid. You can see where the market, where it jumps back and forth, goes down, dips down, comes back, dips down, comes back, dip down, come back. So you can see that over and over happening across the market. So that's where it's a pretty easy strategy to follow. It's one of the first strategies really when you're getting into trading to follow. There's a lot more advanced strategies and even more in the iCoin Pro training that you can do more advanced. That's just the easiest one. That's what the software is based out of because it has a higher win percentage than some of the more advanced ones, which can have higher gains, but there's more risk involved and more that you have to learn with it as well when you go into those higher advanced strategies.
So
And I have a question. Oh, I'm sorry, Grace.
no, go ahead. I'll wait.
You may have already answered this, but using the software, when you're ready to jump out of the trade, will it automatically do that for you?
Nothing is automatic with the software. As far as trading goes, you do have to, this doesn't even connect directly into initiating a trade. They are working on that. That is something that they are looking to advance into to where you can actually execute your trades from the software. But the software is designed to have you entering your trades on your own platform, whether it be Coinbase, Binance, how I showed earlier, how I actually entered in the buy and sell order. Those are separate. It isn't automated, but they are looking at incorporating that into the software to where you can execute a trade from the software so you don't have to go into another screen. But it is something that isn't automatic because the trading really should be to the individual. That is where there's other legal aspects that get into when you start to automate, like with bots and things of that nature, that are things that have to be worked out. But those are kind of beyond the strategies right now. But yeah, right now the trading is all manual state trading because you do have to again learn your risk management and know which trades you want to execute. So it takes into that account of each individual's risk management to have you actually execute. It'll help you find the trades, but then you actually execute them yourselves and you get to choose which ones you want to execute rather than a software or bot automatically doing trades that you may or may not want to be into.
Okay, I guess I'm asking just because when I'm at work, we're frowned on if they see us with our phones. And it's like I'm constantly trying to check and not get caught to check, like, see what the market is doing. So it's like, and my schedule is like from 10:30 to 7. So I'm missing a lot while I'm sitting there. So I was just wondering if it was
Yeah, you
possible.
can set up alerts to where you're only in and out of the markets looking for a specific alert. So you can set alerts, like you can set here, I can set particular alerts. Like if I wanted certain things in the market that I wanted to look for, I can set alerts and it would alert me. And then I can go and look at that, or you can set the trades how I set mine. It's already set to sell if there happens to be a spike. So I'm not going to be looking at these charts or markets throughout the next weeks or even months. I probably won't look at it again until we have our call next month on the next third Saturday of the month, and I'll go back and review the trade. Unless I get an alert that shows that the market has moved drastically for that particular coin. But yeah, you can set alerts. So like here, each of these, I can set alerts when it moves certain percentages. So you can set alerts. So you're not constantly on your phone looking. That's one thing that I'm not a big proponent of. That's mainly why I don't do as much in the Forex markets anymore, because that what you having it constantly be in the charts and the way the markets can move. This being great with the crypto being a 24/7 market, you can get in the times that you are convenient for you. But definitely if you're looking to quote unquote watch the markets as it's moving, you can set up alerts. So you're watching at particular, basically highlights versus just sitting there watching the paint dry, so to speak. That helps answer your question.
It does. Thank you.
Sure thing. And I believe Grace was next.
Yeah, I have a question. I know you said you on a daily basis, depending on the trade, you can make what 2 to 3% daily, right? Well, that's it. That's your category, but you can go higher. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the 400% that you mentioned, was that on a monthly basis?
That trade, that was about 4 weeks. So yeah, it was about 1 month for that particular trade.
Oh, that was the one particular trade. Okay, for 4 months.
Yeah.
So Binance is the broker. Binance, is that the broker? Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, that is the exchange for that I
Okay.
utilize for crypto.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So per win, how much do they charge per win? Like what is their percentage that you're taking from you whenever you make a win? Or do they not charge you?
That's not the type of trading style that happens within Binance. There are fees which you can
Uh-huh.
offset by holding their coin as well. You can offset by 25%, but the fees are set based on the market each time that you trade. Let me see if I can pull that up. But when you're actually in a trade, there will be what's considered a market fee for processing that.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull that up. And it'll be executed during that trade.
I see.
That's gonna make me sign back in. But yeah, it changes with each coin and each trade. So
Okay.
there's a particular amount. It'll show it on there. It'll be a fee,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll show it when you're processing that trade before you hit the actual execute button. It'll tell you what the fee is.
Okay. Okay. So if I will learn your strategy, are you the one that I have to learn from? Are you going to be the instructor?
There are multiple groups within iCoin Pro, so there are other calls as well. And once you learn from there, but yeah, I can help train you. I can show you my strategies. I have plenty of videos. I have different additional times that I do with one-on-one tradings, and
Okay.
I do all those recorded as well. So it really just depends on the scheduling. And then, but yeah, we have a full Facebook group with iCoin Pro. There's
Mm-hmm.
other leaders like myself that host calls. Some do. Justin, who is one of the lead creators, he does a call usually the first Monday of the month. Sometimes he'll do it every other Monday, but he likes to call it Market Monday, and
Mm-hmm.
he'll go into the markets on Mondays and he'll look for trades for the week based on the charts where he thinks something is going to move to. But yeah, there's other leaders within the iCoin Pro community that also do additional calls. So there are other calls you can get access to and
Okay.
learn from. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do a lot of training as well.
All right. Thank you.
Great question. It looks like Kirby asked a similar question. Yeah, there are any trading fees specifically with iCoin Pro. That is just a training and software. It'd be different with each exchange, depending on where you're buying and holding your crypto. Whether I use either Coinbase or Binance, but there are other different exchanges out there and different platforms. So it's going to be individual. The fees that you're going to pay in the crypto markets, it's going to be per trade basis, which will be the fee for that particular coin network that you're executing at the time. If you review this same YouTube video from today, you'll likely see the fee. I could have pointed that out when I was doing the trade, but likely you'll see that fee on there. Let me see if I'll try and see if I can pull that up. But it'll show you the network fee when you're executing that particular trade. But I'll see if I can pull that up. Okay, yeah. So here is, I'll pull this onto the screen. So this was the order that we did earlier for MXC. This was the market order. So it filled 100%. It was a market buy at the time. This is the average price that it filled at, and then you can see the network fee for that particular coin. And this is the total that actually was filled. So you'll see each coin will have its own network fee associated with each trade. So that will vary each time you trade in the crypto markets. Each network has its own fee structure, own fee. There isn't really a percentage to it. Each has their own different fee structure. So you'll see that, and you'll see it before you execute the trade itself. You'll see the fee amount. It will let you know. before you hit actually buy or sell, it'll show you the fee amount. Good questions. And we're closing about the hour now. I'll take one final question if anyone else. I know we had a couple of people jump on late. It doesn't look like Mike was able to connect his audio. I don't see it on there. But does anyone have a final question? And that, I thank everybody for joining on this. Again, we'll be on the third Saturday of each month. Definitely join the group. Definitely go to msimind.com and click on the group tab. If you go to msimind.com, we are on the crypto trading meetup. It is the yellow button. So you can definitely get access to that and join us on the third Saturday of each month to learn more on crypto. So I want to thank everybody for joining today. I appreciate everybody coming in with the questions. And glad to help everyone out. Hope to see you on again next month. We'll re-review that MX trade, see where it hit on its percentage. Might do some more adding on to that. I'll take a look at the market as it continues to grow. But definitely, so far, I like the 2%. I'm sure it'll hit that fairly quickly. It might execute that very soon. I'll get an alert on my phone that says your trade has been executed. Those are the ones that I like to see. And so I'll thank everybody for joining, and we'll see you on the next call. Again, the third Saturday of each month for crypto trading. And make sure you join the meetup group so you can get access to the Zoom link. And everyone have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Thanks for watching.